What's up everybody, it's CJ and I am back with the last Pleasantville renovation video. So we are done with all of them, y'all. This is the last one and I'm really excited to do it, and also I was kind of scared because I did not know what to do. So this is a city hall, right? I had no idea what a city hall had inside of it. I've never been to the one in my area and I don't think I've ever been to one, period. So I had to Google. This lot was very much out of my comfort zone and out of my realm of knowledge because I don't even think I've ever furnished a city hall before. So I had to Google, and I also took a couple creative liberties because, you know, it's The Sims. Not everything transfers over perfectly from real life to The Sims, and we don't really have like a waste management career or anything like that. So I kind of had to take some creative liberties here and there. I kind of just tried to put things that I thought would look nice and things that maybe your Sims could use, you know? So this is a 2-story building, and the idea that I have for it is that it's kind of old, so it needs some more funding, you know. Some of the furniture pieces in here and technology is kind of old and outdated, so I was like, maybe eventually they'll get some money. I feel like over the years they've been slowly trying to replace certain things. So for example, you'll see in some of the offices have newer desks and newer computers, but then also the other ones have older desks, older computers, even older bathroom objects like the old sink and stuff like that. So I was kind of trying to have a realistic kind of vibe with this lot, you know. I came up with a lot of different office types, so we'll go over all of them. So right now, as you can see though, we are in the lobby area. This is the first downstairs area. I'm just trying to make it look nice. I use a lot of generic looking furniture, you know. So we have these chairs from the base game. I'm also putting up clocks and just some artwork and stuff like that. So since the city hall is normally a rabbit hole, this one of course is going to be open, so I made sure to get the rabbit hole rug and I put it in the middle. So if you don't know, a rabbit hole rug is basically a rug that functions the same as a normal rabbit hole. So you can click on the rug if you want to, and since this is City Hall, you know, you could get a job at the political career or take a charisma class or something, and then when you do that, your Sims will stand on the rug and disappear, and it's basically the same as if you would have went to one from the base game. You can also click on the building, I believe, and it'll do the same thing as well. So I made sure to put the rabbit hole rug in the middle just in case you need it. You know where to find it and stuff. So now we're kind of moving on to some of the rooms. So this lot has a lot of bathrooms, y'all. I think every office just about has a bathroom attached to it. I don't think every single last one, but most of the offices have bathrooms that are attached to it. It was kind of a good way for me to kind of fill in some space and not have empty rooms with nothing in them. So there's a lot of bathrooms. If your Sim ever needs to go to the bathroom, this would definitely be the lot. Okay, there's a lot. So I kind of made the bathrooms kind of generic, you know. I did kind of switch some things up, so the layouts are slightly different. There's some slightly different plants in them, but all the bathrooms are pretty much the same. And as of now, you'll see I'm kind of putting lights in a lot of the offices. So the first office that we tackle is the public records office. So I'd imagine that the Sim that works in here is probably older. I feel like she probably will want to retire soon because I feel like she's had this job for years. So this office is basically, you know, just public records. We have information on all the Sims that live here. If you need a birth certificate or something like that, you can come and get one printed out. I made sure to put a lot of lockers in here. The ambitions pack has these locker objects, so I made sure to put those in the back of the room. I also made sure to put a little desk over there too with a little folder on it. I feel like the Sim that works in this office, since she is older and, you know, it'll be easier to look things up on the computer, I feel like she actually likes to dig through the file cabinet to look for files manually. So I made sure to give her a lot of these lockers. Just pretend they're file cabinets. We don't really have any of those in The Sims 3, so just pretend that these are, you know. So I feel like she likes to go through these manually to fact check and make sure, you know. I feel like she only uses the computer as a last ditch effort if she can't find it herself. Like I said, I gave her a little desk back here, so I can imagine she sits down, opens up files, goes through everything. But yeah, like I said, I feel like she probably wants to retire soon. She's had this job for a while, you know, it's getting time to retire, I fear. But in all, I do like the way this office turned out. It looks kind of cozy. I like how generic it looks. The colors aren't really that, you know, popping, you know. I like the muted color scheme in here. Most of the offices here have a muted color scheme anyway, but I just really like the way this one looks. It looks kind of cozy. I was trying to figure out what to put on this wall, so I decided to just put a painting from the base game because I didn't really know what else to put here. I feel like whenever I do these kinds of builds, I always wish that the Sims team would have given us more office-y objects or more just generic everyday objects, because Sims 4 has a lot, but the Sims 3 has very few and far between. If you want something for a business or something like business adjacent, your best bet is to probably look in the ambitions pack, or like maybe Midnight Hollow or something like that from the store. Like we don't really have a lot of like office-y type of objects in the game, so I had to kind of use the same stuff over and over again, which leads me to like the next office. So this one is going to be the water management office. So the sim that works in here, I feel like, is very much in love with the ocean and water. I feel like he probably has a sailboat and he like sails around the island and stuff like that. We do live on an island, so it kind of makes sense that at least one sim will probably like the island, you know? So he just works to make sure that the water is drinkable, is safe to use, you know, it doesn't have any pollutants or anything like that. I feel like he probably keeps those big companies away from like trying to buy up property and like, you know, just not take care of the environment and stuff like that. So his office, as you can see, is very blue. I used some of the chairs from the Island Paradise pack as well. I don't know, I kind of like the slight tropical vibe of this room. I also put that big fish that hangs like from the ceiling. I put that above his desk as well. I put a lot of life rafts on the walls too. I don't know why, it just feels kind of goofy but also kind of funny. Like I feel like people get so delighted when they have to come in here, like if they've never been before. I don't know, I just like the vibes of this place. So as you can see, his office has an ensuite bathroom attached to it. The bathrooms I feel like are kind of sad in a way, because like they're just bathrooms, you know, like there's not a lot going on in there. So for his bathroom, I made sure to make the wallpaper blue to kind of like continue that blue ocean motif. But yeah, there's not a lot going on in his bathroom. You know, it has a toilet, it has a sink, and that's pretty much it, you know. I was able to use those paper towel rack objects from late night, so I think every single bathroom just about has one of those in there. But you know, like I said, there's not that much going on in the bathroom. They all pretty much have the same exact floor, or like they have very similar wallpaper. The only bathroom that's completely different from everyone else's would be the mayor's office. All right, so now we move on to the third office, and for this one, this is like the recycling and waste management office. So the sim that works in here, she makes sure that the waste is being thrown away properly and that people are recycling like they should and following the law, not littering, stuff like that. She just wants to make sure that Pleasantville stays healthy, safe, and free from trash and stuff like that. So for here, I kind of went with a green color scheme because, you know, I was thinking of like the earth, recycling, a greener future. So we have like a green wallpaper, which is not my favorite. I don't know. I think it's just the wallpaper itself, like the texture on it. I kind of wanted like the offices to kind of all be similar. I did use the lamp from the Fastlane stuff pack. I put a nice picture of some plants or like some leaves on the wall. I kind of like the little design I did with the bookshelves. Like they're at like an angle. And then I was trying to figure out like what else to put in here, because I was like, what could I put in here to kind of like represent recycling? And then I thought about the fact that we have two different recycle bins in the game. One is more like a trash can or like a smaller one, and then we have like a bigger one that I guess can go outside. So I made sure to put those in here. I feel like the one behind the desk is probably the one being used, and then the one by the bookshelves is more so for props, you know? But I kind of wanted to put those in here too. I'm putting some nice chairs. These are the ones from Seasons, and I did recolor the recycle bin to be green just to kind of fit in more with the little green color scheme that we have going on. I also used that plant from, I believe it's the Outdoor Living stuff pack, and then I use the matching couch from Seasons, and I put that behind the chairs. I feel like every single office on this lot has like two chairs in the front. I could just imagine like maybe like, you know, business partners coming here for like permits or something, or maybe a married couple comes in here for something, or, you know, I like the idea of having like two chairs at the desks, you know, even if there's just one sim sitting there. I just like the idea of having two, you know. I also did go back, y'all. I wasn't gonna do it at first, but I went back and I put blinds and curtains just about everywhere in this build. So I'm using the Sims 3 tool mod to kind of lower them down. If you don't know about the Sims 3 tool mod, it is so cool, y'all. It allows you to basically like raise and lower objects. You can move them over. I mainly use it when it comes to like curtains and paintings and just stuff that goes on the wall. You know, like sometimes you'll have a mirror that you wish could kind of go up a little bit or go down a little bit. So with the mod, it allows you to do it. You don't have to have the mod installed when you download this lot, but if you do want the mod, I can leave a link down below. I have a tutorial on how to use it as well, but yeah, you don't have to have it. But a lot of people ask me like, CJ, how are you able to like raise or lower the blinds and the curtains? It's the Sims 3 tool mod, or the S3DT mod. Like I said, I have a video that I can link down below if you want to see how to use it and stuff. But now we have the next office, and this one is the wildlife office. Now I feel like you probably won't have anything like this in an average city hall, but I was just trying to think of like fun things to put in here. So I was like, why don't we have like a wildlife office? You know, I feel like this is more so like park ranger, you know, making sure all the animals are being taken care of and that people aren't bringing in exotic animals to hurt the ecosystem. I kind of had a lot of fun with with this office. I think this is probably like one of my favorite ones. I went all out with the like animal theme, so I use a lot of the stuff from the pets pack. As you can see, we have cow print on one of the chairs, and it shows up on all the other chairs too. I feel like the pets pack really showed out for this build. I don't know why, but I really like this aesthetic. I even put like the painting with the snake skin on it. I'm using those rustic looking bookshelves in here as well. We have the matching couch that goes with the chairs. I use a little longhorn like wall object in here too, and I was just trying to like find a lot of good things to put in here. Like, I think this office might be my favorite one. Like I said, I feel like you probably won't have something like this in an average city hall, but you know, let's just put it in this one, you know, it'll be fun. And then I also made sure to put a really big rug down below just to kind of like fill in some space and stuff like that. That's pretty much everything for the office, and that's pretty much everything for the downstairs portion. I feel like in contrast, the downstairs is probably more advanced than the upstairs, because when we go upstairs, you'll see that the rooms are a little bit smaller. They're not really that advanced. So I start off in the middle. I kind of cut some stuff out of the recording just to kind of save some time. But for the little hallway section in the middle, I put some more of those chairs, and then I did go back after I finished recording and I put a couple of chess tables just so you can kind of have like an extra skill building item if you need it, so you can practice the logic skill here. But the first office that we're going to tackle upstairs is the public safety office. Now, I didn't really put a lot of stuff in here because like the world itself has a police department, it also has a hospital, and it has a fire department, so I didn't really want to put like a lot of like stuff in here. I just feel like maybe this office could just be kind of like a catch-all for whatever the world doesn't already have, so I didn't really put too much in here. I put up a couple traffic cones, I put like a really old desk, we have an old computer, some old bookshelves in the corner. This office is lucky because it has an ensuite bathroom, so the bathroom is kind of small, but you'll see, like I said earlier, a lot of the upstairs bathrooms tend to have like older looking objects, so they don't have like a full cabinet sink, they have a pedestal sink, and then they have like the toilet from the base game. I'd imagine the sim in here is probably like kind of stressed out, you know, like they're overworked, they're stressed, they probably don't like their job as much anymore. I feel like it's one of those things where like they hate to see a customer coming. But in all though, I do like the vibe of the upstairs. I feel like it's a little bit more realistic probably than the downstairs section. I don't know, it's just something about like having like a small cramped office that I really like. So right beside the public safety office, we have the DMV. So I knew from the fact that I wanted to have a DMV in here somewhere, even though you don't need one at all in The Sims 3, I just kind of wanted to have one because I've never built one before or furnished one. So I knew I wanted to have a DMV. We do have like some car-like objects in the game. So if you have the fast lane stuff pack, we have the road signs that hang up on the wall. We also have like a gas pump object, which you probably won't see a gas pump in the average DMV, but I kind of wanted to have one in there. This office is a little bit bigger, so I made sure to put some extra seating in here. I have pictures of cars hanging up as well. I feel like maybe the Sims that work in here probably don't like their job either, and I feel like the people that live in this world do not like coming here to the DMV, but you know, it's one of those things that you kind of just have to do sometimes. So I made sure to give your Sims a lot of places to sit. There is also a computer desk in here as well, and I also made sure to put a bookshelf behind the desk, and then I also used like a really big rug from the base game. And again, this is one of those offices that has a ensuite bathroom attached to it, and like I said, the bathrooms are just kind of, you know, generic, so you know, it just has all the necessities, you know, toilet, sink, that's pretty much it. I almost forgot, but I did go back and I added some traffic cones in here too. I also recolored the road signs just to kind of be a more muted yellow. I feel like this one was just too bright for this room, so I kind of made it more muted, and I was just trying to find like more stuff to hang up on the wall, but there's just, like I said, there's just not that much like generic office clutter stuff in The Sims 3. There's some things, you know, but there's just not a lot of it, especially if you don't want to use custom content, so I kind of just had to like use my imagination for most of it. But I did make sure to go back and I added some of those like little like dossier folder type things. So the next office that we're going to be furnishing is the courthouse. I feel like you would probably see this in some city halls probably. So I made sure to put a desk, and then like as I was like furnishing it, I was like, oh CJ, what if we have a wedding arch in here? Because I was like, that's kind of realistic, getting married at a courthouse. So I was like, maybe there's a way where I could try to squeeze in a desk and I can also squeeze in a wedding arch. So what I ended up doing was just moving the desk where the judge would sit, and I moved it over on the wall to the right. And then I got the wedding arch from the Generations pack. I only turned move objects on one time for this lot, and it was just for some curtains. So this should be functional. I'm more so concerned about the chairs. I don't know if a sim can sit in the chairs on the left side. I'm gonna have to play test this to make sure, but the wedding arch should be functional. I wanted to put something beside the wedding arch, you know, because I'd imagine if your sims are getting married here, you're probably gonna want to take screenshots, but I couldn't really put any big flowers and not use move objects. So I have a little plant on the ground, so hopefully it'll be good enough for you, you know. I was honestly just trying to find like stuff that you could do here, you know, so maybe your sims get married at the courthouse. I don't really know. But last but not least, the last office that we're going to furnish is the mayor's office. I feel like the mayor is a strange case where it's like he's not the best mayor of all time, but he somehow keeps getting reelected and the citizens really like him. I feel like he could probably run the town a lot better, you know, allocate funds to where it really needs to go. Like, I feel like whenever he gets a bonus, he never really uses it to go back into the city. He uses it on himself. So he renovated his office. So as you can see, he has a nice desk, a really expensive computer. He has some new wallpaper. His office is the only one with the nice wallpaper, honestly. He has these really nice fancy bookshelves in here too. He has a record player in the corner. Like, homeboy is really living it up in here, y'all. But like I said, he may not be like the best, but he keeps getting elected. People like him. So, I mean, it's one of those things where if it's not broke, don't fix it. I did also give him these really nice fancy chairs from the university pack. And I also gave him the matching love seat or couch to go with it, you know, because the mayor has to represent. When he gets people in here, his office, he wants them to feel welcome. He wants them to feel fancy. So he has to have the best of the best, as you know. And then his bathroom is also kind of fancy. I gave him the toilet and the sink from the high-end loft stuff, you know, because he has to be fancy. I thought about giving him a shower, but I was like, that might be a little bit too much. But he does have a fancy toilet and sink, so there's that. But in all, y'all, that's pretty much everything for the entire lot. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to wait a little bit before I release the save file. I just want to go over everything and, you know, just make sure everything is functional, everything works. So be on the lookout. I am going to make a community post when the save file is up for download. But yeah, just give me like a little extra time, y'all. I just want to make sure everything is good. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. Follow me over on Twitch where I stream a lot more The Sims, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching!